Hello, welcome to another 5K tennis discussion. Today is August 9th, 2019, and we're on show 110. Hola y bienvenidos a otra discusión de 5K tenis. Hoy es el 9 de agosto de 2019 y estamos en el programa 110.
Show number 110, 110 shows, and here we are on the lead up to the US Open, which is the end of this season, in essence, for us. We pushed it a little bit further last year, but really didn't have a lot of views there. Actually, it was kind of like crickets chirping. So I think after the US Open ends, that will be our last show of the year, but we'll take that in stride and see what happens. So you can comment on that if you wish, but as it stands right now, I think the US Open, when it completes, will be our last show of the 2019 season. Carla's birthday was yesterday, the big 40. Let's go! Come on!
I appreciate. Thank you guys for the sweet comments. A lot of you guys wish me a very happy birthday. I appreciate it. A lot of different personal messages. Of course, there was one rude comment, but that's okay. I laugh at those. I think it's funny. Keep it going, because hey.
Yeah, I like that one.
Keep it going, because that just means you're watching.
Yeah, if someone took time out of their day to say happy birthday, but not just call Carla a bitch. So we thought that was pretty flavorful. So I think the guy's name was Boris. So Boris, thank you for calling my wife a bitch. That was really cute.
By the way, happy birthday to Gabe, Sweet 16. He's one of our students, and you missed the birthday by, I guess he said, a few minutes. He could have been born on August 8th. Yeah, I'm sure your mom tried, not knowing that you were going to play tennis.
Well, and furthermore, Gabe Perkins is the player and friend that has donated his YTEX VCore 97 for our last tennis racket giveaway for this year, and that will transpire at the US Open. By the way, Carla, I think you share the same birthday with Roger Federer and Felix Auger-Aliassime, right?
You mean they share it with me?
Or they share it
because
with
I'm
you.
older than them.
There
Yes.
you go.
Yes. There's a lot of Leos. A lot of Leos.
So please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Again, the more likes and subscribers we get, that determines whether next year even happens at all. Our goal was 1,000 by this year, or we're done. So hopefully we can get close to that. You can catch up with the both of us on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter, all at 5K Tennis, except on Twitter it's 5K Tennis and the number 1, and as well by email, and all those links are directly clickable by expanding the description field, which is indicated by a down arrow that's generally to the right of the title. So you can just click on those and be led directly to them there. All right, so the U.S. Open is knocking on the door. It's now 16 days away. I know that Carla's very excited about that, being her favorite tournament, right?
Yes, very excited. It seems like we have the Rogers Cup going on right now. It seems like a lot of people are not that interested in that tournament. It just shows you how much Federer and Djokovic affect the game.
Yeah, when Federer and Djokovic are out, and it's just Nadal in, the viewers, the ticket sales, the sponsors are really in a tough spot, and we'll talk a little bit about that.
I think that's pretty sad that even some of our viewers don't even watch these matches. To me, it tells me that they're not really tennis fans.
Yeah, when
they're really not. When you're just watching one guy, you're not really a tennis fan.
Yeah, when the big three play, we average about 1,000 views a show, but when they don't, we're like, why are we even doing it?
But it's sad. Doesn't that tell you a lot about tennis? It's sad that a lot of the fans are not really tennis fans. They just idolize one person. That's not good.
Nonetheless, we haven't stopped watching. We haven't stopped watching. Let's go.
There's a few that are diehard fans, just like Wayne Chia. He's a diehard fan. He loses sleep over some of these matches.
Like 4 in the morning.
I know. He told me I'm going to go take a nap so I can watch the real matches later on.
Let's go.
Good for you.
Let's go.
Good for you.
All right, so by the way, hopefully you all saw our most recent video, which was a string and play test review for YTEX Strings, the same string that this YTEX VCore racket is strung with. A lot of you always ask to see Carla and I play. We do play in this video, and some of it in slow motion, so we implore anyone that has asked us for a year and a half to a video a match. We try to video matches, but a lot of people don't have the patience to sit and video for an hour or two or longer. But there is actually live playing on the video. I will put a link above for that, so click on it, and it's about 4 minutes long, so if you want to see us play, we are playing there. So check that out. By the way, don't forget our final tennis racket giveaway of the year. Again, for this YTEX V-Core 97 tennis racket, freshly strung with YTEX Strings Poly Power 16. Will be knocking on the door very soon. Again, the qualifications that you must meet to win that racket is to select or predict your men's finalists and women's finalists for the US Open and both winners. As long as you get 3 out of the 4 finalists and both winners, then you will receive that tennis racket. I know Matt Kane in London can second that because he won our last giveaway for Wimbledon.
By the way, we had a viewer that won a prize, won a shirt many months ago. This was during the French Open. His name is Sir John Jovanovic. He just finally got his shirt in Serbia. So I guess it takes about, he said, 3 to 4 months to get anything there from the U.S. Wow.
Hey, international shipping. It may have taken 3 or 4 months. But
and he'll send me
got
pictures.
Let's go.
He'll send me pictures in a few days.
Don't forget as well, our final fantasy team competition will as well get underway at the U.S. Open. You must select 8 women's players and 8 men's players. However, only 4 of the women and 4 of the men can be seeded in the draw within the top 20, and the other 4 women and other 4 men must be seeded outside the top 20. However, those seeded outside of the top 20 altogether will receive 2 points per match win instead of 1, and the top 2 finishers or the top 2 winners will receive either 2 sets of YTEX strings, either a 5K tennis shirt or a YTEX shirt size depending. So we're limited on sizes on some of the YTEX and 5K tennis stuff, as this has been a year that we've given out a lot of both. So don't forget about that, and when the draws come out, make sure you are ready. Study your draws, study your seeds, and get ready to roll, right? Mm-hmm. All right, Carla, let's get into current tennis news, topics, action, and more. I know we have the Rogers Cup going on. However, the first topic actually was initiated by one of our viewers and friends, and his name is Wild Live 1. And we were, yesterday, I kind of tossing in between teaching lessons, stringing some rackets, and kind of flipping back and forth between one match or the other. And he indicated that the Screech level indicator should come out as Halep and Kuznetsova were playing. Carla, once we turned it to the match, we were watching another match. What did you think about the level of screeching, the ear decibel blowing level of the screeching in that match?
Well, both players, Halep and Kuznetsova, they both screech anytime they hit a shot. One sounds a lot stronger, the other one's more of a shriek. I thought that this beat Sharapova and Azarenka, actually.
Yeah, I thought...
It was bad. It was really bad. Thank God that the match was short.
Yeah,
it was short.
I thought Kuznetsova, I'm a Kuznetsova fan.
I love Kuznetsova.
I traveled to New York in 2007 to watch Kuznetsova play Justine Henin in the U.S. Open final. I like Kuznetsova a lot.
That was a quick final, too.
It's a quick final. However, it sounded to me like she wasn't playing tennis, that she was getting her leg gnawed off by a great white shark slowly. And it sounded like Halep wasn't too far off from that, maybe like a hammerhead shark instead of the great white sawing it off more quickly. But the screech level was crazy. So we have a decibel reader, and the needle kind of goes like from a 5 to a 10, like beep, 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 beep. And this was really quite intense. So thank you, Wildlife One, for letting my windows blow out of my living room, and then my TV shattering when we turned this match on. But this screech level indicator pegged out for the highest decibel rating of the year. We had the Allison Risk match from, what was it, Wimbledon?
It was Wimbledon,
Was it
yes.
Wimbledon?
Yes.
So Allison Risk had pegged out our meter the highest of the year so far, and this is show 110. So 110 shows to finally beat Allison Risk was a big deal. The screech level indicator pegged out at a 9.911676, and it is very rare we get in the 9.9s here on any show, much less this late in the season. Generally, we have a winner fairly early on.
Yes.
But,
well, I mean, with any match that Halep plays, she always grunts. We watched her play it against Jennifer Brady, and Jennifer Brady was grunting a little bit, but Halep, she overtook the grunting on that match.
Yeah, when you peg out the screech meter at a 9.9 plus, you are automatically inducted into the Tennis Screeching Hall of Fame. So here we are going to go ahead and let you guys know who the existing Tennis Screeching Hall of Fame first ballot people are, our current inductees, and now we have added a couple of more. So we all have Maria Sharapova. She was a first ballot Screech of Famer. Victoria Azarenka, she was a first ballot Screech of Famer. Francesca Schiavone was a first ballot Hall of Famer. Allison Risk became a newcomer this year to get a first ballot Screech of Famer. But we must now add on, thanks to Wild Live 1, I think we missed her after all of these years of her being on tour, Svetlana Kuznetsova. Welcome to the Screeching Hall of Fame. And as well, Simona Halep was voted on. She didn't quite make it yet.
No, I think she should be in it.
You think she should be in it?
She's pretty bad.
Well, we'll let all of you guys vote on that. So, Sharapova, Azarenka, Schiavone, Allison Risk, Svetlana Kuznetsova are in, and it's up to you guys to vote whether or not Simona Halep is a first ballot Screech Hall of Famer or not. So she's up in the air. The votes are up to you guys. Okay?
Well, that score was 6-2, 6-1. Like I said, it was a quick match. I'm glad that Kuznetsova got to play at least in the U.S. because she had issues
with the visas.
With the City Open. She was the defending champion and she couldn't play that one due to visa problems, but I think they got that fixed.
Yeah, by the way, speaking of Kuznetsova, I know she has been speaking about retirement in the next couple of years. Do you think she can do any more damage in the next couple of years, winning, sizable tournaments, Premier Fives or Majors?
I think she can get in the first week of something like the U.S. Open. She can get into the first week, do well the first week, upset few young players. I mean, she did upset a few people in this tournament.
She did.
Yeah.
By the way, on the men's side of the Screeching Hall of Fame, we have yet to have a solid inductee. We have voted on Nadal for the past 2 years. He doesn't quite make it, but he's getting closer, I think, as he gets older. And we had a couple of votes this year for Jamie Munar. And he didn't quite make it. There was just one match where he almost pegged out the decibel meter as well. But both of those guys, Nadal and Munar, are on the table to be voted on again next year.
So Kuznetsova beat Wang and then beat Bekic. So those are two good matches for her.
Yeah, Bekic has been playing well.
Yeah.
All right, topic number 2. Bianca Andreescu and her yelling, "Come on!" when other people hit errors. Is this childish, immature, or unprofessional? And let me explain this. As a lifetime tennis player, and if you're just a tennis fan, I don't say just like that's demeaning or something, but if you are a fan that doesn't actually step on court and have played thousands of matches or coached young students and whatever, there's a few things that you do not do from an ethical standpoint of being a good sportsman on a tennis court. That's number 1, yelling, "Come on!" when someone double faults. Andreescu seems to have a habit of doing so.
Well, Collins does it as well, too.
So here I am, it's a slugfest, it's a good match, I double fault, the other person on the other side of the net goes, "Come on!" I think it's just absolutely preposterous. Borderline should be just banned. I don't know any player that I can name right now besides Collins that you just mentioned, and sorry, I forgot her, and Andreescu that do that, number 1.
I think Sabalenka does that as well at times. I mean, I don't think it's right. I know if I'm playing a match and you do, any player, you or anybody I'm playing, they say, "Come on," and my errors, I'm going to grab my racket and smash it on your head. That's what you want to do.
Look,
I mean,
there's nothing...
It's not right to do it. I mean, that doesn't take away from me not liking her.
It does for me a lot. I'm sorry, but as a coach, and I have 5 of my own kids that I've raised and teach a lot of others and have for a lot of years, pushing 20 years I've coached now. Look, and that's one thing, I don't care what rodeo you're in, whether you're in a club setting, a private setting, or your own kid setting.
No, you shouldn't do that.
That's the last thing that you do. If my own kids would do it, which they never would, there would be a serious problem. But look, I get that you can say, "Come on," if you just hit a winner. But you have to be careful to time it enough so it's not a hindrance, number 1. I get it if you get fired up and serve off an ace. Oh, match point, you ace it out, let's go. I understand that. But when you're in the middle of a match and someone double faults or hits a ball out when it's just a push point back and forth, and someone pushes a ball in the net, and you're like, "Come on, get lost. Who needs it?"
I think that she's trying to get the crowd pumped up. She's in Canada. She's trying to get the crowd into it, and she knows she has that crowd behind her family there. And maybe she doesn't think about it. She does a little bit too much and at the wrong time. And maybe she's trying to do it to get under her opponent's skin. Sometimes it works.
Well, it got under my skin. I mean, I'm sure there's thousands or tens of thousands of other people that has gotten under their skin. I get it if you're a fan and that's who you like and you think she's cute or whatever, but it's just not.
She's a great player. She's got a great game. That doesn't give her an excuse to do that. I did notice though that she is still out of shape. you look at her at Indian Wells and look at her now. Her arms are double the size. Her cheeks are double the size. Her legs are double the size. She looks like she is gasping for air.
She was gimpy on the court today versus Pliskova, right?
I'm surprised that Pliskova didn't make her run more. If I see someone that's a little overweight on the court, maybe not fit, tennis fit, I'm going to make you run a lot. And we know that she's gone through 3 sets, all of her matches. Her first match was against Bouchard.
I'm going to check the phone because Jonathan forgot.
No, he actually got up to check it. You missed it.
That's okay. I got it. Go ahead.
He was actually checking it.
Sorry, we have to make sure it's checked like every 10 minutes because sometimes
he did check it every 10
sometimes
minutes.
the wind will cut the phone on.
He checked it.
All right,
every 10
so
minutes.
but here, let me ask you a question.
Well, she's had 3 sets every round. 3 sets every round. She beat Bouchard. Bouchard won the first set 6-4. Then she comes back and wins 6-1, 6-4. Kasatkina takes the first set 7-5. Then she comes back and wins 6-2, 7-5. Then Bertens, she wins the first set 6-1 and then Bertens takes the second set 7-6. She wins 6-4, and today Pliskova got bageled by her, and then Pliskova takes the second set 6-2, and then she wins a 6-4.
Come on! During every era Pliskova hit.
So she's been playing a lot of 3-setters. I mean, I don't know who her next opponent is.
Kennan. She plays Kennan next.
That's a good match, and I've
actually
been enjoying watching Kennan play.
I think Kennan goes through her. Not because again they've gone head to head. Look, I think Kennan lost to her in Indian Wells, and then I think
they didn't play Miami.
Because Andreescu withdrew, and then they'll play again tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow. So that will be a good match. How good though? You said that Andreescu is a great player. I get that when she can play, if her fitness isn't hampering her game. Today she was limping around on her leg. I mean, she just came back and she's already limping. So what does that tell you? It tells you that her fitness is suspect. And I still don't understand this band on her arm. I didn't bring this up. You just brought up her arms look very thick and out of shape. Has anyone ever seen someone that's maybe have like a big belly that wears like a belt and makes it bigger, or someone wears like something really tight and they don't need to be wearing something really tight and it protrudes everything out bigger? She needs to lose the band on her arm because it looks like kind of like a cow getting castrated. I think when they castrate a cow, they tie a rubber band around the cow's balls, and then the balls finally fall off. I think her forearm's about to fall off, and she doesn't lose that band, right? But it's not a good look. The band fixing to cut off the blood flow to her arm. It looks like her arm's about to fall off. So I would probably lose the band. The band for me is bothersome. Does the band bother you? What is that, a scrunchie? What is that thing? It looks like she's losing all circulation. It looks like frostbite, but in the middle of the summer with a band on your arm.
I think some of our viewers are going to get on you with that comment.
Okay. Does it really matter? Does it really matter?
It does.
Does it really matter if someone gets on me? Do I really care?
The band is kind of dumb, but it's her thing.
Come on, it's
cheesy. Her thing. It's her thing. Nadal picks his butt. That's his thing.
Yeah.
Djokovic goes like this. That's his thing. You know what I mean? Federer goes like this. That's his thing. Everybody has their own thing. Steffi Graf used to do this. Every time.
It's different if you have a little nervous tick or something, but when you have something constantly on your arm that's going to cause circulation to cease and your arm fall off, I would suggest you watch that. Much less what you brought up, not me, is that it makes the arm look bigger than it already is. So again, I'm just giving you guys a hard time.
I know B-Dog was going back and forth with me. He likes her a lot. And I was telling him, people give a lot of heat to Serena for being overweight. And, but she's a mom. She had a baby.
Yeah.
She just had a baby.
And she's 37 years old. This girl's 19. This girl wins one tournament. And everybody's like, oh, she's the next best thing. She can't even run now and she's 19. Come on.
Yeah, see, Sophia Kennan looks a lot better. She looks a lot. But then I guess we can give Andreescu the excuse that she's been injured, so maybe she hasn't been able to train as hard.
She took like 19 months off. I'm kidding.
Months.
I'm exaggerating. She played Indian Wells. We didn't hear from her at all. She comes back and she's already pulled something. You don't come back unless you're ready to play. So obviously her team and her doctor cleared her to play, and now she's hobbling. That's a problem. And it starts with fitness.
I won't pick her for the U.S. Open. I get that she's winning these matches. Slams are different, and I just don't see her getting in shape by that time. Look, and I think the U.S. Open is hot. It's tough to play in. I won't pick her.
Then the girl wins, right? Goes and shakes Pliskova's hand at the net, and then comes out going, Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Meanwhile, she's got a big ball of hair on top of her head with one band. She's got another band cutting off circulation off her left arm. And then she got banded up during her medical timeout at the end of the second set. She might as well be sponsored by Band-Aid. I mean, chocolate milk, Sloane Stephens, that's tough enough. Might as well throw Band-Aid in the mix. Throw a Band-Aid on your hairball.
Band-Aid? Like Band-Aids?
Like Band-Aid. Like, I got a cut, let me get a Band-Aid.
Scrungy. That's a brand.
Yeah, but a scrunchie's not going to fix your lame leg that happened today that you limped around on. Then, then you get done winning, you're like, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Pliskova should have taken advantage of that match. She had that, and that's why... Not only will I won't pick Andreescu, I will definitely not pick Pliskova. She will never win a slam. And I mean never, ever. She just doesn't have
Pliskova has a better chance of winning a slam
She doesn't have it in the head.
Girl.
She's got a world-class coach, Conchita Martinez.
She does a good job.
And you tell me that you can't get this girl to win a match? She should have won that match. She was the one in better shape, better serve, and she couldn't put that match away.
By the way, you mentioned Conchita Martinez as a coach. I'm not a fan of women's sideline coaching at all. It makes me sick. It makes my stomach churn. It makes me think about Andreescu's armband. They all make me sick. However, Conchita Martinez is someone that I actually find myself stopping to listen to.
That's why I call her a world-class coach.
Yeah, so I myself can learn. I mean, you watch some of these coaches that come down like Sabalenka's coach.
It's okay.
Yeah,
you just gotta hit to the forehand. It's okay.
Yeah, you get Sabalenka's coach Tursunov that comes down. They don't even talk. You get a lot of these other coaches that come down. It's okay, yeah. It's okay, yeah. Keep doing yeah. You hit off the back foot, yeah. You get, I mean, the list goes on. But you get Conchita Martinez out there, and she feels like she gets the vibe. Obviously, she was a world-class player, but she's the only coach that I've ever seen come down on the women's sidelines that I actually don't want to puke when I see them talk.
True.
All right, moving forward. Topic number 3, Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal are voted back to the ATP Players Council, where they are at extreme odds with Novak Djokovic, the current president. What are your thoughts on this? By the way, I do not like politics. I think they're irrelevant. I think they should let older coaches or older club facility presidents or CEOs or executives deal with that, because I don't find it conducive to good tennis training. But what are your thoughts on that? I'm sure Nadal and Federer have something to finally prove. Their boy Kermode was ruled out by the Djokovic kind of political leadership, and I'm sure they want to say something about that. What are your thoughts on that? I'm going to abstain from this because I honestly don't give a darn. I say woogis, who gives a bleep? I don't care at all, but what do you think?
I mean, I think, well, we know that Nadal and Federer were both in the ATP Council before Djokovic. Obviously, they were voted back in by the players who left. A lot of players left because they didn't approve of Justin Gimelstob and Djokovic, decision on letting go of this guy. But they were voted back in by a lot of players. I think that, honestly, the 3 can be a force. They're the top 3 players in the world, and they might make a difference in men's tennis. Right now, there's a lot of players who are not making money in this game. And I think those 3 can change it. They can change it. They're powerful in their own way. They all have different ways of thinking, and maybe the 3, instead of being enemies and fighting against Djokovic, if the 3 get together, maybe they can make it better.
It will never be that way with those 3. Of number 1, you have Federer and Nadal, who are like the best of friends, number 1.
I'm sure it hurt Djokovic that they were voted back in, but I heard that Djokovic's team told him to step down from this position just to let it go, and he didn't.
Look, for me, again,
I don't really care.
It
honestly,
doesn't matter.
But
it's really irrelevant.
I'm just saying, maybe for the players. I mean, just the other day I was telling Justin, there was a kid who posted something saying, I would love to play pro. I got a college scholarship, but I want to play pro. Any kid listening out there, if you get a full scholarship to go to any college, take it.
Go to school.
Tennis is a tough sport to survive in. If you don't have sponsors and your parents don't have the money, you are not going to make it.
Fact, only the top 100 in the world, if you're even lucky there.
Get the free education, and then you can play if you're good, like John Isner and Anderson and a whole bunch of other players we've seen. Collins is another one.
There are thousands of top players in the world on the top player list, and you're lucky if you're even 80, 90 in the world and you make a living. Just look, been there, done that.
Didn't they make the ITF now even tougher for players?
It's even harder now.
Go to school.
Yeah.
You can dream, but that dream is getting tougher now.
So the question was postulated to us, well, I want to play pro, but I got a college scholarship. The fact of the matter is, if you're 19, 20 years old and you got a college scholarship, take it. Because if you were good enough to do damage on the pro tour, you would already be there.
Correct. And you wouldn't be asking that question.
Plain and simple. And you wouldn't even ask the question in the first place. Tennis is getting harder to succeed in, and if you are not in the top 100 in the world, and even a lot of the top 100 players are still sleeping on couches and sofas. You can ask Shapovalov, you can ask Felix Auger-Aliassime, who come from money and they still had to basically shack it up to get by. Believe me, and life is not getting any easier. But I could care less about politics. I do know one thing, that adding any type of drama or strife into your life has zero good benefits towards good tennis training, period. Could care less about the ATP Players Council. It doesn't affect anything but the egos of those involved, and that's about it. And everyone else, guess what? Just has to lap it up. So just get ready to lap up whatever happens, because there's nothing you can say or do about it. You're just going to watch the egos of three guys get spat upon and probably open the door for someone to beat them because they're losing sleep over their insignificant drama.
They're supposed to have a meeting before the U.S. Open, so I don't know who's going to get affected by this.
Well, good luck with that. I would not show up and get my sleep.
I think that's what Murray told him. Good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that. Topic number 4. The double standard revisited. On our last show, and I'll put a link above, it's somewhere around 26:30. The double standard revisited. On our last show, Carla and I vented about the double standard being where men, with the likes of Kyrgios and Fognini and many others over the years, and McEnroes and geez, the list goes on, Nastasi, Connors, gee whiz, I can go on, where the men can just act a fool, make bomb threats to the London crowd, smash rackets, make sexual gestures with water bottles on their sidelines like Kyrgios, or look at the umpire and be like, F you bro, where's my towel, and all this stuff.
I think he was complaining because it was a white towel.
But yet if a woman does it, then there's a big problem. The immediate, just ask Serena how big of a problem it is. And
look, if it was Serena that would have been in England and said, hey, I hope the country gets whatever, she would have been banned from the sport for life.
She would have been banned. She would have lost all of her sponsors. Nike would have dropped her. Wilson would have dropped her.
But yet they don't want to pay women equal price.
But yet, hey, Fognini busts out, I'm going to drop a bomb on your stadium or your whole country.
He threw his racket against Tommy Paul in this match.
That's why we're revisiting this. So, what was it, yesterday?
It was his first round match a couple days ago.
2 days ago?
Against Tommy Paul, the American player.
He throws a tantrum.
Yeah.
Throws just a nasty tantrum. Didn't even get a warning. Pretty sad, right? So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. We'll put a link up at around 26 minutes on our last show. I don't want to waste time on this one because we spent the whole show last time talking about the absolutely inhumane double standard. We're supposed to be an equal world these days, but yet it's just not in this game. Much less the prize money for the Rogers Cup that was like $5.8 million for the men and half of that for the women. I should have wrote down what Cincinnati's was. I didn't check that. Can you look that up real quick, what the prize money payout for men versus women in Cincinnati is? That way, if they're cutting them in half, it doesn't look like it's just Canada. But yeah, I mean, to watch Fognini have that type of epic meltdown and everybody's just kind of lapping it up, or when Kyrgios does it, they lap it up, but yet when a woman does it, they lose sponsors, if they even change their shirt on the sidelines.
So the winner gets $1 million, and the women's single winner gets $500,000.
Okay, so same deal. Here we are, another example of just absolutely
doubles. $316 for the men, $143 for the women.
So check this out. So Cincinnati's going to follow suit, where the women get half the prize money. Okay, I can see that. But look, Djokovic and Nadal Djokovic and Federer aren't even playing this tournament, and therefore hardly anybody is watching it. The topics aren't trending at all. And I have a rapid fire question that will test my theory here. The women's has been pretty exciting. You got Osaka and Serena playing.
That's a good match. I want to watch that tonight in a couple hours.
Gee whiz, but yet you're paying them half, and then you're chastising them if they have a meltdown. But the men, they just can make a cool $1 million if they win.
It's very smash the racket. I wonder if he lost today, by the way. I wonder if he got fined.
Check out the last show, comment there. We did a whole last show on that. The double standard is so apparent, it's disgusting. And look, I'm a dude, I get that. But she's a girl, and look, some of the matches we play, the amount of effort that she puts in or I put in or over the years, it's equal amount of effort. And guess what? It's 2 out of 3 sets right now, and so are theirs. So where's the problem at? Topic number 5. This will be a quick one. I beat Carla once again today, 6-4. Is she fading away? So the last 4 out of 5 matches I have won, I only bring this up, not to pick on her, is that for a year she's called me Sharapova. Can anyone tell me a point in time where Sharapova won 4 out of 5 matches against Serena?
First of all, you're not even saying this right. It was 5-5.
I didn't even count that one.
You counted the 6-0 I gave you and the 7-5?
That was before we started this competition.
Justin. Today he says to me, stop. He says to me, I don't feel good. My legs are tired. This doesn't matter.
But we still
Let's
play.
just play. If you would have told me this counted, I would have sliced. I would have made you run. I was just going for my shots. It was so hot. There's whatever. You know, I'm so tired of you with this stuff. I'm 6'4". If I'm losing, you should have beat me 6-0.
Look,
I'm a girl.
She called me Sharapova.
6'4", and you have a hard serve, and I got 4 games out of you?
She called me Sharapova, so you get why.
That means you suck.
We started a match spree. The first one
No,
I won
we didn't.
6-1, 6-1. Then I won the next one 6-2. Then I won the next one 6-3, and then today 6-4. She won one prior to that 6-0, 7-5. Yes. And yes, we played one and we stopped at 5-5. Yes.
And
but the
you
ones
retired.
we completed, I won the last one.
You retired at 5-5 because you were injured once again.
By the way,
you know what? I'm just tired of this. It doesn't matter. You suck because for you to let your wife get to 6'4", you have a hard serve for a guy, and I can return it 6'4". That's an issue for you.
Double
Just
standard.
saying.
Double standard. Somehow when she loses, it's always a problem.
I don't even
but if she wins, then if my knee hurts, it doesn't matter.
You can't say you won a match when just winning one set.
When you call a man Sharapova, I got a problem.
You're still Sharapova. Anyways.
Topic number 5. Actually, wait a minute. I forgot. On this topic here, a big thanks and shout out to Dave Rains. Family friend, comes here and visits, takes our children out to eat. Really wonderful guy. Donated $100 to our channel. We always accept donations. We never mention it. There's a link in the description field. I think he's the only person to ever catch it outside of B-Dog02. So B-Dog02 and Dave Rains. But Dave Rains also did that for Carl's birthday. So a big shout out to Dave Rains. By the way, Dave Rains is a really good karaoke singer.
Yes, he is.
He busted out some Tom Petty. You're so bad. You're the best I ever had.
I will never forget that.
Let's go, Dave Rains. Come on. So, thank you for the donation, Dave Rains. Much love to you.
Thank you, Dave.
We look forward to seeing you soon, and I know our kids do as well. Surely we will do a karaoke competition and go out to dinner once again. All right, topic number 6. Andy Murray takes a wild card to play in Cincinnati. 1, is this a ticket sales pitch, or does he actually have a chance to win? And 2, this is just for me. I think it's a nice story, but I think he has no shot to win. And honestly, I never thought he had a shot to ever win a major, even when he was healthy, and somehow he rolled off 2 Wimbledons and 1 U.S. Open. No disrespect to Murray, he's always been a kind of a crybaby to me, kind of a whiny baby to me. I don't like a man hitting a 2-handed backhand. No offense to Djokovic fans. I just don't like it. I know your dad, Nathan Carlo, would agree. He mentioned it on the show he was in. Guys with 2 hands just to look a little soft to me. That's just me.
Justin, how can you say that? Here you are.
I say it. Was someone going to yell at me?
Not the 2-hand. Not the 2-hand. Not the 2-hand comment.
Oh.
I'm talking about how can you say, okay, well, he has no shot. You are an athlete. When you're injured, you want to play, correct?
Yeah, of course.
You have that desire and hunger. You don't think this man has that hunger and desire to still want to play, to not let that game go away from him?
Well, I understand that. That's not where I'm going at here. I'm just saying, is this a sales pitch for tickets, or does anyone think that he has an opportunity to win
I don't think it's a sales pitch. I think he wants to feel alive. He probably asked for that wild card. He's doing well in doubles. I was pretty impressed by his doubles game.
Again, you're not following me.
I get what you're saying. I don't think it's a sales pitch. I think that he thinks he still has a chance.
So, no, wait a minute. Rewind for a second. You jumped too far ahead. What is the definition of a wild card? The tournament has X amount of wild cards to give to, number 1, increase sales is the whole reason there's a tournament in the first place.
Who's playing Cincinnati?
Djokovic, it's Team Masters 1000. Djokovic, Federer, everybody.
So they got everybody. So they really.
But what I'm saying is what is the definition of a wild card? I understand who's playing.
Yeah, somebody.
But what's the definition of a wild card? Like, some young person from the country that they're in to have a shot.
Somebody who used to be a hot shot.
But that's designed for ticket sales. You just said it yourself. A has-been will get a wild card to drive ticket sales and to draw some storylines, let's say. But the wild card spot, generally, in my opinion, should be for up-and-coming players that didn't make it or didn't get a chance to qualify.
I disagree
Period.
with you.
So, to me, this is a sales pitch.
I disagree with you because there's players that are injured, lose their ranking points. In order to help them, they give them that wild card. And there's been many players, example, Tsonga, Wawrinka went through many wild cards. There are many players. Murray got hurt. He had a hip injury.
I understand that. But do any of those players you just mentioned have a shot to win? That's what I'm saying. Does he have a shot to win?
You never know.
So
I don't think he'll win, but I think he'll get far.
You want to take some action on that?
You just lost a bet, by the way.
Who?
He said Sabalenka would go further than Osaka, and guess what?
I didn't.
So I don't think that you want to take any more bets.
I will take a bet. I guarantee you.
So tell the truth then.
What?
Who wins more, you or me?
On the tennis court? Me for sure now. 4 out of 5 lately. You can't call me Sharapova. Enough of that. They don't care.
He lost a bet. I'll think of something.
No, I lost a bet. I indicated that Sabalenka would go farther than Osaka in this tournament, the Rogers Cup. I lost it. So you guys come up with something I got to do on the next show, and I'll do it. Enough said?
Sure.
Cool. So think about it, because I've worn dresses. I'm cool. I'll do whatever. But think about it. I'll do it. Does Andy Murray have a shot to go deep in Cincinnati? You said he did.
I
say he does not.
I don't say he's going to win it.
I don't think Andy Murray gets past the second round. Actually, you know what? I say Andy Murray loses in the first round. You want to take the bet? Or wait a minute. Are they going to give him some sucker just to he can beat down?
I don't know why you want to make a bet on that. But
give me second round, because you know they're going to give him an opportunity to sell tickets for the crowd that otherwise could be empty unless he was playing on the court. Tell me I'm not wrong about that or not right about that. The first round, he'll probably be playing John Doe, number 337. You probably never heard of him. And if so, he'll lose. He might get Dimitrov. Just kidding. Andy Murray will get a bozo in the first round.
How can you say they're bozos? That's a 1,000.
You'll see. And then in the second round, he'll get a decent match and he'll lose. Okay? And you'll get some training timeouts and some theatrics to sell more tickets. And heart-throbbing, sorry story. Man, I've been through 10 times more injuries than Murray. You don't think I know the pain?
Hip injury is pretty tough, Justin.
I get that. I've had 3 shoulder surgeries. I've blown out both knees. What do you expect? Oh, it's so bad. It's a sob story?
He's just like being
3 shoulder surgeries.
He's terrible.
Blown out knees.
You are terrible.
Blown out
I think we got
ankles.
a baby junior Nick Kyrgios in the house.
Okay, well, he sells tickets. We can't sell 200 views. So what's up with that, then? Just kidding. Not really about the views, though. Hey, man, let's go, man. Come on. I'm just saying. You want the bet or not?
No, I don't take that bet.
I mean, I'm just telling you how it is. Someone's got to be real. I'm not going to be the
bet.
proverbial channel that brown noses everybody's fan who's trending. Forget that. I'm going to be me, and that's it.
Let's move to the next topic.
Topic number 7. Current Rogers Cup action, scores, results, and news. Let's roll.
All right. Well, we did watch a few good matches today. We talked about Andreescu and Pliskova. Andreescu wins that in 3 sets, and she will face Sofia Kenin. Sofia Kenin takes out Elina Svitolina today. Svitolina had her chances, by the way. Was up in the first set. I don't know what happened. I didn't get to see the first set. I saw the second set. And Kenin moves on, and she's on her second semifinal match. Next match playing tonight that's going to be interesting is Serena Williams and Osaka. I thought Serena Williams would pull out of this tournament with an injury, but it hasn't happened. So we'll get to see the rematch of the U.S. Open. Who are you picking in this one?
That's a toss-up for me. It is.
And we watched her play against Swiatek last night, and we thought, well, Swiatek's a pretty good player.
Swiatek's actually very good. I forget who it was that turned... Someone turned us on to Swiatek long ago.
It was Detseville.
Was it Detseville?
Detseville, yes. Who's in Poland.
So hopefully he's doing well, by the way. Detseville in Poland. His name's Casper, actually. But hopefully he's doing well. But he prompted us to Swiatek. Was it late last year?
No, it was just at the French Open. At the French Open. He picked her, and we never heard of her.
She looks really good. I like her racket. She has a Prince racket. I'm a big fan of Prince stringing machines. I actually got rid of my Babolat Star 5 to get a Prince stringing machine, and I'm glad I made that decision. So it's nice to see Prince still kind of out there, less with just John Isner and Lucas Pouille. So I enjoyed seeing Prince in her hands. But she looked really good. I get that she lost a match, but she looked really good.
And Osaka, good for her for keeping up with the match. We actually saw some good things from her on the court. She has very good sportsmanship, by the way.
Yeah.
She applauds her opponents when they win a point, so she doesn't say,
yeah,
come on, when they miss.
Yeah, I mean, look, the one thing I noticed during that match, and again, I harped on Andreescu, and I have passion and sportsmanship. I know a lot of viewers that are, the professional commenters.
I like her racket, by the way. I want her racket.
Whose racket?
Osaka's racket. I used to play with YTEX, yes.
So, here's what that was a perfect thing for you to bring up. Last night, Swiatek would hit beautiful shots, and instead of in or out, let's just say she hit an in ball, Osaka with a great shot, right? On the flip side of that, if she hit a good-looking shot and missed it by 6 inches, Osaka would just kind of be like out, but still a good shot. But here you got Andreescu that's battling it out with Pliskova, limping around, and she hits an. Oh, I cannot get into.
Yeah, Osaka scored some what do you call it, brownie points with me there.
Yeah, she did too.
I did like her conduct. It's good conduct.
Good court conduct.
Very good for kids to watch. She may not do good, after match conferences or interviews.
Yeah.
But she post-match interviews, but she does well on the tennis court. She is a humble player, and so I respect her for that.
Yeah.
I don't know who to pick in this match. Serena didn't look too good against her opponent yesterday.
Was it Vondrousova?
No, it was not Vondrousova. I'm looking it up right now. Alexandrova.
Alexandrova, yes.
She didn't look too good, so questionable for me, really. I think Osaka might have the upper hand in this match.
Yeah, I think I would give the slight edge to Osaka simply because of age and fitness. Serena, I think, might have a tough time winning another tournament at this point. I hope she does, but she may have a very tough time.
Next match that we'll have tonight, later on, is Simona Halep against Buskova. So that should be another interesting match.
Look, obviously Halep's the favorite here, but watch out
Buskova beat Ostapenko.
Yeah, watch out for Buskova. She's taken down 2 Grand Slam champions. Yes, I get it, a semi-rusty Sloane Stephens and a very rusty Ostapenko. Actually, they've got the equal amount of rust at this point. But nonetheless, she took out 2 Grand Slam champions. Furthermore, Buskova, I think she's from the Czech Republic.
She is from the Czech Republic.
Young, I think she's 18, 19. She trained at Balotelli's camp in Florida, where you trained, Carla. Her parents, again, surely are working very hard to make sure she has the best of the best, and she's at one of the best places. But really good for this girl, Buskova. She looks like a tennis player. I've seen her play a couple of matches now. Her court conduct is great. She's all smiles. She's not screaming, come on, with her armband that's choking off her circulation when her opponents make errors, so that's favorable. And she is clapping when people make nice shots instead of like Andreescu does, and that's about it. But Buskova, I like a lot. You're going to see big things from her.
Yes. On to the men's. We had Medvedev, who took out Dominic Thiem pretty quickly, 6-3, 6-1. Dominic Thiem had a pretty good run. He beat Shapovalov, which we watched that match. That was a fun match. And I'm trying to see what other match he played. That's the only match I remember him playing. So Medvedev moves on to the semifinals.
Look, Medvedev didn't just beat Thiem, he destroyed Thiem.
Yeah.
However, was anybody really watching?
Thiem beat Cilic.
Was anybody really watching the Thiem Medvedev match?
I did not.
Let's be realistic.
I watched Shapovalov and Thiem. I thought Shapovalov had a good chance, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's tough for the game. From a global fan perspective, if you're not a player, you don't wake up bleeding it and thinking it, kind of like Wayne Chia. He bleeds the game, he thinks the game. From a fan's perspective,
too.
B-Dog too.
And Wildlife won.
But a lot of the other viewers are just one player, and when they don't play, they're not interested. They're not interested at all,
which is sad for tennis because it doesn't bring. We want fans that could bring that love not just one person but a whole bunch, so the game grows. That's tough. For the game to grow that way. It's tough.
Yeah, it is. And I meant that kind of facetiously, that was anybody watching, but obviously no one was. I honestly forgot they were even playing. Not because, if I would have been here, we were teaching and playing, but I just forgot out on the court. I couldn't have watched it anyway, but I didn't come home wondering what the score was, is what I'm saying. I just lost all thought about it.
Another good match was Thor Hachinov. He beats Zverev 6-3, 6-3. So
destroyed him too.
Destroyed him. Before that, he faced Felix Auger-Aliassime and the Canadian crowd because it was his birthday and they were rooting for this youngster. But it seemed like that Thor was just on point, just like he was with Wawrinka. He, for some reason, at this tournament, he's just hitting through his shots.
Do we know the age difference between Khachanov and Zverev? Aren't they both around 21, 22?
Khachanov's a little bit older, like 23, 24, yeah.
So I hope the young Zverev here, or the younger Zverev, if you're correct there, I thought they were pretty close, but I hope the young Zverev can finally look in the mirror and say, hey, man, here's this guy that just schooled me too. 6-3, 6-3 means there was either one or two breaks in the first and second set, and I can't remember when Khachanov. Did Khachanov even have a break or get broken when he played Felix Auger-Aliassime?
I think he did. He got broken. Yeah, when Felix won the first set.
But didn't Felix win it in a tiebreaker?
He won the first set. It went 3 sets.
Yeah, I know that, but I still don't think Khachanov was broken.
23 years old.
I think Khachanov was dealt a mini break in the tiebreaker,
He's
but I don't think Khachanov was broken versus Auger-Aliassime, and he obviously wasn't broken against Zverev. Anyway, hopefully the young Zverev can figure something out. We've talked about this enough. I don't want to beat a dead horse, but Zverev, again, outside of winning a Masters 1000, which is still a big deal, he has no shot at winning a major on his current trajectory.
Rafael Nadal will face the beautiful but not so nice Beard Fognini in tonight's quarterfinals. That'll be a decent match. I still think that Nadal will get through it. I mean, I know Wade Chia sent me a message saying, ooh, it's going to be a tough match. I don't think so.
It could be a tough match. Let's look at it. Fognini beat Nadal this year on clay.
Yeah.
So I think that Fognini could do it on a hard court for sure. Am I a beautiful beard fan? No. Do I want to watch Fognini prance around like a reindeer with his beard and his perfectly situated headband? No. Especially after he said he wanted to blow up London and not get warned when no one else does, at least on the women's side. We won't get into that again. So I'm not too interested in watching it, but I'm going to lean towards an equally coin-tossable match as Osaka and Serena will be.
Not me.
Because it's a hard court. If it was clay, I would say okay, but I think it can be a pretty even match tonight. Fognini could win. I think it's a toss-up.
Oh, Gael Monfils will play Roberto Bautista Agut. Gael Monfils actually beat Hurkacz last night pretty quickly, 6-4, 6-0. I was a bit shocked because Hurkacz had just beaten Tsitsipas before that. So Monfils is in a good little role. Doesn't mean I'm going to pick him for the U.S. Open because Monfils is always questionable.
Now remember, when we do our fantasy teams, those players seated outside the top 20 get 2 points a match win. Depending on Monfils' draw, look out. And his overall fitness level in terms of injury or not, because Monfils is known to get an injury early on in a match and just walk off the court. So you have to be careful with that too.
Yes.
All right, that's it?
That's it. All
right, last quick topic. Topic number 8. This was an article Carla and I read too, and we mentioned it a little while ago. And the author's name was Luigi Gatto, and the title of the article was, quote, "Tennis brings in billions of dollars, yet only the top 50 to 100 people can actually make a living." Okay? What are your thoughts on that? You've heard what Carla and I said earlier about addressing a kid that asked us, I want to play pro, but I don't have any offers for that. I don't know where to start, but I do have a college scholarship. If you are 20 years old, 21 years old, and you just want to play pro and there's no one knocking on your door, hey, I'll take you in, just come with me type deal, you're not going to get there. Maybe like Danielle Collins, you go through college and get your opportunity through college and still get an education at the same time, which if I remember correctly, Danielle Collins has a master's degree as well from the University of Virginia. So she can fall right back into her master's and be successful no matter what. However, please remember that when you travel the world, airplane tickets cost tons of money, thousands per round trip, if done well in advance. The coaches have to go. You have to eat, taxi cabs, hotel rooms, physiologists, access to gyms, training courts, practice courts, whatever. Because if you're not in the top 10 from what I hear, you don't even get really on-grounds practice courts to practice on anyway, at least whenever you want. I think you get a slot time. You're not like Roger Federer that can walk out on a grandstand and practice whenever he wants as long as there's not a match going, right? You're like struggling to find a court to play on. So please understand that if you are not in the top 50 or 100 people in the world, the chances of you even surviving is just very slim unless you have deep pockets or coming from family. And these quotes, by the way, that I'm saying aren't my words. They're actually from Apostacil, the Canadian player that took his time to elaborate about this in this article. So don't take it from us. Take it from Pospisil, who is, I think, right around 100 in the world, like 120 or somewhere in there. Can you see what he's ranked? And he's talking about he can't survive. And he is a good player, a Canadian player, and has been for a while. So please remember that. But I think he's around 100 in the world. Maybe he slipped past that a little bit. I think he was ranked around 80 or 90. Pospisil, P-O-S-P-I-S-I-L, yeah. But good player. Slow connection here on the island. But again,
he is ranked right now 187.
187. What's his highest?
His highest ranking was 25.
25 in the world. Okay, so once 25, now 187. Funny how things can change real quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the tennis world is just tough to make it just because, you know, not many sponsorships are available. So, yeah.
All right, last segment, which is always my favorite part, which is 12 rapid-fire questions. I'm going to ask 12 quick questions. Answer them right off the top on your keyboard. So when you do that, we can see right when you answer them. So don't think too much. Just do it right off the top of your head. And if you can't answer it, just say pass and go to the next one. You ready, Carla?
Yeah.
Everybody ready? Question number 1. Does Bianca Andreescu need to work on her fitness?
Definitely, yes.
Question number 2. Does Bianca Andreescu need to get rid of the band that she keeps on her right arm that looks to be cutting off all blood flow?
Yes.
Maybe she should stick that on one of her legs so it wouldn't cramp up like it did today. Number 3. Is it cool to yell, "Come on!" when you win a point when an opponent double faults or hits an unforced error and not on one of your own aces or winners?
No, of course not.
Question number 4. True or false? For once, I don't mind on-court coaching for the women, only as long as it is Conchita Martinez. She does a good job and seems to be less like a sales pitch.
True.
Very true. Only time I've seen a coach on the sideline that hasn't just been awful to look at. Question number 5. If Justine Henin was to come back right now, playing as good as she was during her prime, would she be dominating women's tennis?
Absolutely.
She wouldn't lose a match.
Absolutely.
All these whiny little, "Come on, you just double faulted. Come on. Can you hear me now? You double faulted. Can you hear me? I just won. Can you hear me? Maybe the next match my opponent will double fault the whole match. Can you hear me? With my armband. Woo! Question number 6, yes or no? Bianca Andreescu had a huge band on her leg today, a peculiar band, as usual, on her actually playing arm, and another big band in her hair to hold up her big ball on top of her head. So we have a castrating type cow ball band. If I wanted to release what do they call a steer? Like if a steer has to get castrated, you tie a rubber band around his balls and they fall off. That's what her band looks like. The second band was on her head up here, holding up the hairball. The third band was on her leg, on the left leg. So yes or no, with all those bands at 19, she's not 39, she's not 47, she's not 92, she's 19, she's banded up. Do you think, yes or no, that Band-Aid would be a good sponsor for her?
Sure. All that, just for that answer.
A couple nicknames for her, possibly. The Hairball? Maybe. Bianca the Hairball Andreescu? How about Circulation Stopper? How about Arm Strangler? Anyway.
Chucky.
Can you hear me? Double fault, let's go! Pathetic. Question number 7. Sophia Kenin looks very good this tournament. Does she make the second week of the U.S. Open?
Yes.
Agreed. Question number 8. Karen Khachanov, a.k.a. Thor, destroyed Zverev. 6-3, 6-3. Should Zverev go ahead and retire?
No.
Question number 9. When James Blake commentates on tennis matches on the Tennis
I
Channel,
want to go to sleep when he commentates.
does he sound more like a surfer on the California beaches where I'm from? So I'm not knocking the California beaches. I'm from there, so I know the lingo. Right on, dude. Does he sound more like a California surfer on the beaches or like a tennis player?
He sounds like none. Disagree with you. He's
Man,
boring.
Sounds like it was 420 before he got in the box at 421.
It's boring to hear him.
Question number 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being high, 1 being low, when Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic don't play these big tournaments, on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad does it affect the game's viewers?
4.
Affects our views too, because we only got 200 last time. Let's go! Question number 11.
So when they retire, the whole world's done.
Yeah, we're done. Question number 11. Besides Rafael Nadal, excuse me, let me rephrase that. Rafael Nadal is one of the big three still left in this tournament.
Yes,
okay, we know
yes,
that.
yes, yes.
Besides Rafael Nadal, can anyone name the rest of the remaining men in this Rogers Cup tournament without looking? Go. Kachanov, Bautista Agut.
Oh, I thought you meant for the Rogers Cup. Oh, Labor. Okay, no, yeah. I mentioned. Monfils, Bautista Agut, Khachanov, and Medvedev. Yeah.
Pretty good.
And Fognini. Yeah, because I just said it. That's why.
Well, yeah, I mean, pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So, besides Rafael Nadal, can anyone name the rest of the remaining men?
Yeah, but they're not really.
Tough to pull off. Question number 12. I love to cook. Love to cook. Love to cook. Can you hear me? Armband? Can you hear me? Hairball? I love to cook. Can you hear me? Sup, Andreescu? Got a lot to prove, young lady. Get by me, got a lot to prove.
I'm sure she could get by you.
I'll blow her off the court.
That's funny.
Find her. I'll play her any day. I'll play her ass.
She'll blow you. Why are you saying bad words?
Because I'm ready to compete.
Are you serious?
She's 19. I think she'd have a tough time with you.
No.
Yeah.
They're a whole different other level. That's funny.
Just playing. All right, anyway, question number 12. I love to cook. If you only had one vegetable to cook with across the board forever, what vegetable would it be?
To cook all my food with?
Yep.
I would say onions. I love onions.
I wrote onion too. I had asparagus in second place.
You need onions. They just make the food taste good.
Yeah, onions rock.
Yeah.
Asparagus I had number 2, but onions was number 1. Same brainwave. All right, everyone, that's it. Much love to all of you. Thanks so much for watching. This year's shows are winding down. So it's been a good season. This is show 110. So we'll have, 14 or so more during the U.S. Open.
More, because you'll have a lot for the U.S. Open every single day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And we were going to do Rogers Cup every single day, but I decided against it after I saw how many views we got.
Yeah, I mean, we wrote this show for a couple hours today. It takes an hour to download it or to put it together, and then about another hour or 2 to download it, and so forth. I got my son making smirks behind me, so when he does that, I get frustrated.
He knows.
But it takes a long time. 2 hours to write.
He's frustrated today. You frustrated today.
So
I think Andreescu frustrated.
Yeah, she got under my skin.
Yeah.
But look, it takes 2 hours to write, an hour to put it together, so it goes into one.
It takes a long time.
Another 2 hours to wait to download, and then
just
we have
of our connection.
And then we have to edit it and so forth. So again, don't shoot us if we don't do it again next year. It's just a matter of weighing time versus how much time this takes out of the day. So we'll see what happens the rest of the year, but we're going to finish this year out nonetheless. So we're still talking about how next year will unfold. But like, share, and subscribe, and we will see all of you. I don't even know when.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll just see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
But definitely we'll be here every day for the U.S. Open.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Take care, everyone. We'll see you the next show.
Bye.
Adios.
Adios.